What if I told you there was a man who lived for nearly 1,000 years, who dedicated his entire life to warning his people about an unimaginable disaster, and yet almost no one believed him? Imagine building a gigantic ship in the middle of a vast desert, not because there's water nearby, but because you trust in a warning only you can see. This is the story of Prophet Noah, a man who stood alone against an entire civilization drowning in arrogance, greed, and disbelief. His story isn't just about a flood, it's about faith when the world has turned its back on truth. It's about obedience when the voices of ridicule grow loudest. And it's about a mysterious promise, sealed not just with wood and nails, but with the colors of the sky. Tonight, we will dive into a story wrapped in mystery and ancient warnings, a story that challenges us to ask, when everything falls apart around you, what will you hold on to? And will you be ready to build your ark? Subscribe in the channel and like the video if you are seeking the truth. Welcome to the Knowledge Channel. Noah wasn't born a prophet. He was an ordinary man, chosen by God because of his unwavering righteousness. At a time when humanity's corruption had reached its peak, when violence and idol worship were the norm, God sent Noah as a messenger, a voice of reason amidst chaos. For centuries, Noah walked the streets, climbed mountains, and preached by the riversides. His message was simple, yet terrifying. The world as you know it will be destroyed by a flood. Repent, change your ways, or be swept away. But the people mocked him. Imagine their scorn. A man who talked about a flood when the sun scorched the earth for years? A man telling tales that sounded like madness to ears deafened by pride and sin. Villages laughed at him. Children threw stones. Leaders called him crazy, a troublemaker threatening their power. Yet Noah never stopped. For hundreds of years, he pleaded, warned, and prayed, but no one listened. Then came the divine command, build an ark. Noah must have felt the weight of this command like a heavy stone on his chest. How could he convince others? How could he build a massive ship in the heart of a dry land with no river or sea nearby? Day after day, Noah hammered wood. The ark grew, a strange monument of hope and judgment. But Noah was not alone. Slowly, mysteriously, animals began to arrive, pairs of every kind. Some creatures that should have been miles apart, all gathered as if called by a secret voice. Lions walked calmly beside deer. Birds settled on branches within the growing ark. Snakes slithered quietly, sharing space with gentle rabbits. The people's laughter faded, replaced by uneasy whispers, but many still refused to believe. Then the skies darkened. A distant rumble turned into a deafening roar as clouds churned and unleashed relentless rain. The earth trembled as underground springs burst forth. Floodwaters surged, sweeping away everything: fields, homes, cities. People ran screaming, desperate to find shelter, but the flood was unstoppable. Noah stood at the ark's door, watching as his world drowned around him. But the pain was more personal. His own son, torn between disbelief and love, refused to join them. "The mountain will save me," he said. Noah begged, pleaded, but it was no use. The waters swallowed the mountain and his son, leaving Noah shattered but resolute. Faith was now his only anchor. Weeks passed. The ark floated alone on endless waters. Noah sent out a raven. It flew, but found no resting place. Then a dove. At first, it returned empty-beaked. But days later, it returned carrying a green olive leaf, a silent sign that the earth was healing beneath the flood. Finally, the ark came to rest on Mount Judy. The doors opened, revealing a cleansed, silent world. Life would begin again, but this time with a divine warning etched into its future. Noah looked to the sky and saw a rainbow, a shimmering arch of colors bridging heaven and earth. It was God's promise that the earth would never again be destroyed by flood. This covenant wasn't just about rainbows. It was about mercy, hope, and new beginnings. Noah's story teaches us that faith demands patience, that truth often stands alone, and that sometimes the hardest choice is to believe when everyone else doubts. When storms come, whether in the skies or in life, will you build your ark? Will you hold fast to what you know is right, even if you stand alone? Because sometimes all it takes is one faithful heart to change the fate of the world. As we close the pages on Noah's incredible story, it leaves us with more than just ancient history. It challenges us to look inside ourselves and ask, in a world full of noise and doubt, where do we find our faith? How do we stand firm when the tides of skepticism and fear threaten to wash us away? Noah's journey wasn't just about surviving a flood. It was about unwavering belief in the face of isolation, about building something real when everyone else chose denial. His story reminds us that sometimes the greatest storms come not from nature, but from the world around us and from within. So, What does building your ark mean for you today? Is it a project, a belief, a dream, or simply the courage to hold on when everything feels lost? I want to hear from you. If you were living in Noah's time, would you have believed his warnings? Would you have stepped onto that ark even when everyone else was mocking you? Or would you have stayed behind, clinging to the familiar, even as the waters rose? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else to find their ark in these uncertain times. If this story moved you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into powerful stories that challenge what you think you know. And if you really want to support this channel, share this video with a friend who needs to hear this message. Remember, the greatest journeys often start with a single step of faith. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.